6-year-old guy sat behind his father where he gave a speech on the New York criminal conviction against Donald Trump. And just watch for a second. Let this sink in. There he is, a running commentary, perhaps.
Ain't nothing changed, nothing new here to see. This ain't nothing but some political maneuvering.
America.
Welcome to the eulogy, eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Dumbmocracy, where we normally showcase some of the dumbest newsmakers of the week. But not today, folks. Today is too important. There's been too much of a development that happened, and it's not the normal rancor between the left and the right. It's not talking about Donald Trump or Joe Biden, or the latest committee hearing where there was a moment with questioning, or who owned who in what debate or whatnot. No, today is too important for that. I'm asking for bipartisan support. Let us come together in recognition of the birth of a legend in the making in political circles. And I'm not talking about Congressman Rose here that's on the left from Tennessee. I'm sure he's a great guy and all that. I'm talking about a much brighter star on the political horizon. Meet Guy Rose. He's 6 years old, and he has taken Washington, D.C. by storm. We're going to be talking about this wonderful moment that happened this week in politics that really should bring us all together. But before we do that, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the shows. And if you like what you're seeing here in this video, and honestly, when you watch this video, how could you not like it? And how could you not smash that thumbs up button? How could you not like, share, comment on this video, all that stuff? Because it feeds the YouTube algorithm.
What?
Feed me!
Okay.
But also because it's just gonna be so gosh darn cute. Congressman John Rose brought his son to work this week, and he was giving a speech on the floor of the House, one of the most hollow grounds in our nation. It's basically holy ground when it comes to politics, right? But when this future legend, this wonderful 6-year-old, is on the floor of the House, no one's paying attention to politics because all eyes are on him. Apparently, for Congressman John Rose, it was Bring Your Son to Work Day at the House of Representatives. And wouldn't you know it, he was giving a speech on the floor to talk about Donald Trump and his convictions in New York and lawfare and the unequal administration of justice and all this important stuff that we've been talking about for weeks now.
Boring!
Frankly, I'm tired of the noise of it. But you know what? Every politician's got to make their speech on it. They got to be heard about it. And just like any other representative, Congressman Rose is speaking to bunkum, as they say. He's speaking to his home district, getting on the record, talking about what happened with this Trump trial and his opinion about all the lawfare concerning Donald Trump. Luckily, we don't have to listen to it necessarily because Guy, the man, the myth, the legend, is here to save us from these politics.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to address the terrible precedent set in our country 4 days ago. Using the justice system to engage in a politically driven prosecution.
There he goes. He's cheesing it. I love it.
Major political party nominee running.
You know, with legends like Guy, you got to know where the camera is at all times. And look at him. He's getting into frame. He's trying to get front and center. He's got the best smile ever. Oh, he's just cheesing it like no one else. He's made for the camera, isn't he?
Regardless of one's opinion of the current Republican nominee, we'd be well served to remember the...
Oh, you gotta love it. I'm sure Congressman Rose has no idea what's going on behind him. But how could you not love this kid? I mean, I'm sure there are some purists that out there that are going to be saying, well, how could you let a small child on the floor of the House of Representatives? It's hallowed ground. This is where we handle our serious business, the business of the nation. We don't have time for this antics, these fun and frivolity.
We've got to protect our phony baloney job, gentlemen. We must do something about this immediately. Harumps.
And I say to all you out there, screw you. Have you seen our Congress lately? I'm sure you have. There have been worse displays on the floor of the House in this session than we've seen in years, decades. I think the House of Representatives can sustain a little boy mugging for the camera and making some faces.
Long and cherished tradition we have in this country of settling our political differences at the ballot box.
You gotta love it,
For
man.
nearly 2.5 centuries, our
You know what, Guy? I'm just as bored with the speeches as you are right there, my friend. And many of us are as well. You know what? Guy is all of us right now. This 6-year-old is encapsulating a lot of our frustrations, a lot of our boredom with today's political climate. I am so here for this. This is too cute. It's beyond words.
nation's elected leaders
Uh-oh.
have
I
properly
think he's getting an
resisted
idea, though.
the
You
temptation
can see it.
to oppose their political rivals through the weaponization of our justice system. Equal justice for all, and an overall trust in our justice system.
Hey, what you doing there, Guy? Couple hand signals there? Is this some Illuminati stuff that's going on here?
I think he's trying to tell us something, Robin.
Luckily, we don't have to speculate, because not only is this legend a rock star on the floor of the House, he's also a media darling, and he made time in his busy schedule for an interview with CNN. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. Now, I can already hear you political purists out there. What are you thinking showing CNN right now, Gene? I thought you were conservative.
It's a rhino! Come on!
Yeah, I'm a conservative, but can we just take the political hats off just for one video? Let's enjoy this as Americans. This is something we can all relate to. We can all relate to a little relative, whether it be a son, a nephew, whatever. Just acting like this behind your back, giving everybody a good laugh. You don't know what's going on. And then when you do know what's going on, you just got to join in and laugh with it. There's nothing more American than this father-son relationship, except this is happening on the floor of the House. So we got to know what's going on here. And luckily we have this interview with CNN to just relive the moment and get deeper into the moment and this relationship between what looks to be a wonderful father and son.
Congressman John Rose and Guy. And Congressman, I note that you have your son in front of you this time as opposed to behind you. Why?
Good tip from you, I think. That's probably where I need to keep him going forward. But I had told him before I gave this speech, I said, his 3-year-old brother, Sam, is back at home. And I said, you should smile for Sam while we're on the camera. And he took that a little further than I expected.
Kids, right? You gotta love it. He was making faces to entertain his baby brother. It doesn't get any better than this in politics. This is one of those rare moments where we can all relate to each other, right? This is one of those rare moments in politics where we're not at each other's throats over the latest issue or controversy or concern or election or whatever. This is what we're about. This is what I think anyone in the world can relate to this. A little boy looking to impress his baby brother, getting on TV, having the time of his life. It's awesome.
I just want to go, Guy, can you hear us too? Okay, good. What did you think walking into that big room and what Dad told you when you're going to be sitting there?
Oh.
Tell him what you thought. You can say it out loud. What did you think?
I didn't hear them.
They asked you what you thought when you walked into the House chamber yesterday.
Good.
You know what? This is a classic moment as well. The kids are always so rambunctious around you in private, and then when they get in public, or you want to show them off or showcase them in some way, they clam right up. You had to have experienced this in your life, whether you were the kid or the adult. Maybe you've experienced it on both sides, but classic stuff here. I've never been happier making a video. I don't know if you can tell. This is just the heartbeat of America here, right? This is what we're all about. And we forget this in politics in looking at these videos and the controversies and all the shenanigans and buffoonery that I like to talk about here. This is what it's all about. This is what both sides are fighting for, right? We want to preserve this for future generations, these interactions, these moments, this beautiful life that we're seeing on display here.
What were you thinking about telling Sam?
Sam?
Did you spell his name with your hands?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what he was doing? Is that what everyone was like making jokes of, like this? There's a conspiracy theory of what he was doing with his hands. Oh, I'm loving that. I
Yeah,
thought
no,
it was
it
just
is.
new dance moves.
That's very good.
Sam.
Congressman, by the way, that's impressive just in and of itself right there. I enjoy that.
So it was a secret coded message. This just wasn't for the nation. It was for Sam.
Eureka!
How is your heart not bursting at this stuff? If you're not enjoying this, you have no heart. I'm calling it right now. You're a heartless politico who doesn't know how to have fun.
What did Sam think of what you did in Congress?
Did Sam tell him? Talk to him.
He thought it was good.
He did think it was good. And Congressman, this is also proving anytime I bring my children to repeat anything they just told me in private in public, this is exactly what happened. So I'm so glad we were connected on on this front. When did you realize, Congressman, that your son had stolen the show and you now need to go back to the House floor and remake your remarks because no one was listening? When did you have any clue this was going on behind you?
I didn't have a single clue, and not until I was walking off the floor, one of the floor managers said, "You're probably going to want to watch that video when you get back to your office." And when I saw it, then I knew at least there was going to probably be some reaction. I had no idea it would be as extensive as it has been.
Guy, I think you can make even better faces than the ones you made on the House floor. I was impressed, but what other faces can you do?
You got any other faces, buddy?
I mean,
A lot of others. I can't show them all, okay?
Yeah, he can't just unveil the entire repertoire here. He's got to save some stuff for the kitchen table or for the living room or for when relatives come over. CNN, you're getting greedy. You can't just get the entire Guy package. You can't do it. It's too much for you, frankly. You shouldn't ask for any more than that. But you know what? Guy, being the legend that he is, he's going to give us a couple more.
Let's give one for them.
You want me to show one of them I've already done, or do you want to show me a new one?
You're the king. You choose.
He knows. He knows that he's got everybody in the palm of his hands right now. And he's like, you want to go back and do classic Guy, or you want new school? I love it.
Maybe
Let's
a
go
new
new.
one.
we want new material. Congressman, is this a daily occurrence in your household?
It's usually pretty active. Sam and Guy can be pretty rambunctious kids, but they're pretty good kids.
Of course they are. Look, let's be honest. He could have been a lot worse sitting behind you than making faces. I mean, how could you make him come and sit in the chamber? The other members fall asleep having to do that, Congressman. You're mean.
It could have been a lot worse. Could have been Marjorie Taylor Greene, for all we know. It could have been Jerry Nadler just going on, droning on and on and on. It could have been Ilhan Omar screaming at the top of her lungs, or Jamal Bowman pulling a fire alarm. Could have been any number of things. This is probably the best thing to happen to this Congress in a good long time. This is something I think can get bipartisan support. I say Guy for Congress. Let's change the law. Let's lower the age restriction. And let's get this young man into a congressional seat. I guarantee you what he will create out of that seat, what laws he'll create, will be none worse than what we're currently getting from the current Congress.
He did take a power nap after his newfound fame arrived yesterday.
Could you blame him?
How has Guy prepared you for dealing with your fellow members of Congress?
Well, you point out or you make a good point, which is that sometimes children can be very reflective of what adults really end up doing too. So maybe his antics are not that far out of place on the House floor.
I mean, he had the common sense enough not to try to remove the speaker. So he's already a step up on a lot of people there.
And also a reminder of, no matter where you land on any political spectrum, we all have kids that are really good at embarrassing us and putting us in our place.
Amen to that, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me when you say you wouldn't want it any other way. Don't hang around for any sanctimonious lecture about proper governance. There's not going to be any mockery or pointing and laughing at any politician here. We're not owning the lefties. We're not defending anybody on the right. We're all just going to hold our glasses high and make a toast to Guy Rose, our newest rock star. May he stay as far away from politics as possible for the rest of his life. He certainly had his moment. Let him go off on a high note.
To the king!
To the king! But listen, that's just my opinion on this whole situation. I freaking love this, in case you couldn't tell throughout the video. I want to know your reactions to young Guy here and his antics on the House floor. Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, like and share the show with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the shows. We're going to get back to political buffoonery and all the shenanigans in the next video. But for now, let's just bask in this moment of unification while we all salute the legend Guy Rose, because tomorrow we're back at it talking about all the shenanigans and buffoonery happening this week in Dumb-mocracy.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.